Welcome student. In this session, we will discuss condensation type of services. I am Dr. P.K. Bhattacharya, Senior Fellow and Associate Director of the Tata Energy and Resources Institute, New Delhi. We will take you through this condensation type of services in library information sciences. Now, what do you mean by condensation as such? And where do you find this word condensation? Most of the time we see that when cloud condenses, we get rain. So, does that clearly means whenever you assimilate and actually summarize something, so that actually leads to condensation. In library information service also, science also, condensation means you will be summarizing different type of your primary, secondary literature, so that you give a meaningful output to your users, so that they can use it to the fullest of their need. Now, with this, let us first understand how exactly we can get this benefit of condensation of type of services. So, in this particular course, we will have outline of understanding condensation services, different types of condensation service, abstracting digest type of service, and value added information service. So, these are the different aspects we will cover today. Now, let us first understand condensation service comes under anticipatory information service. Now, why it comes under anticipatory? In anticipation, you are doing many things. In anticipation, you are summarizing something and providing content to somebody. You prepare a summary and upload it on the net for others' consumption. You don't know whether they will be using it or not. Who will be using it, that also you don't know. So, it does not always, of course it can, but it does not always come as outcome of a demand only. However, on most of the cases in anticipation, we prepare condensation services. Anticipatory information service are provided to library users to keep user abreast of development in anticipation of demand of such services. And why this is required? This is required because we know that every alternate year information is doubling itself. So, actually there is an explosion of information. Now, nobody can find out information from that ocean. Relevant information becomes a very difficult proposition today. Everywhere information is scattered. So, now if a person can accumulate all those information from different sources and prepare a summary for you, that is an invaluable service. So, from that point of view, this condensation service is of importance. Now, these are 5 types of different kind of anticipatory information service, and you can see that condensation type of service is one of them. Now, let us first understand now what is condensation service. As I was telling you, contents of current literature on a required subject field are condensed or summarized under this service. Full bibliographic details of the documents are provided. User can identify the basic content of the document even without going to the full of the document. That means you read 5 lines of a document and understand what is written in the rest of the 100 lines of that document. So, this is how condensation service help researcher to understand the summary of a document and summary or abstracts of a document, and that actually provide them in this busy hour of information seeking process, that what exactly is my requirement and what I should not go through. So, this is what is meant by condensation service. Different type of condensation service include abstracting service, digest service, and other value added information service which include analysis, synthesis and evaluation of information for the user. So, we will learn it in a greater length in coming slides. Now, first of all, let us take up abstracting service. Now, first of all, understand what is abstract. Abstract is a short summary of completed research or any completed work, you can say. It is intended to describe literary work without going into detail. Exactly, that is what I was informing. Abstract help you to understand the entire concept of a research paper, book, or maybe any write-up from the summary of that. So, it is important to know what kind of abstracts or what types of abstracts we should come across in our everyday life or in our academic life or commercial life. So, that is important part. Purpose of abstract to make user to find the relevant document even without going deep into the document. Whether to read complete document or not, user get a choice. Abstract therefore is a tool for user to save time and get the information. Types of abstract, there are plenty of types of abstract, but for our simplicity, one is informative abstract or descriptive abstract, the other one is indicative abstract. Besides that, there are title abstract, there is a slant abstracts, there is professional abstracts and many other type of abstracts. Let us not discuss those typical abstracts, but mainly everyday life we face these two kind of abstracts. Descriptive abstract, where we are actually describing the research or the work in greater detail, where from the description one can very well understand the actual work done in the literary work or the article prepared, and indicative abstract is indication to those work. So, therefore, as evident from these two nomenclature also, informative abstracts are a bit lengthy, around 250 words or so, 200 to 250 word, whereas indicative abstracts are little bit lower, around 100, 110 words or 125 words or so. Now, useful techniques of writing abstracts one should know whenever, because being a librarian, being a professional information service provider, many of you in future will be using abstract as one of your major work activity in everyday life. So, let us first understand what are do's and don'ts of the abstracts. There are plenty of such things, but these four are basic in nature. Avoid repeating words in the title. So, many a times we see several kind of documents title are already well documented and well briefed. So, don't take keywords from that title and put in the abstract, because they are already known to user. So, no need to put them again in the abstract and user might feel bored. Write in simple language. Simple English is important, and definitely not in first person, rather in third person. Avoid jargon, because you don't know that who will be reading this abstract. So, they may not be of may not be an expert, they may be a novice or semi-expert, because they are actually evaluating whether they should go and read that document or not, full document or not. So, if you put subject jargons there, they might not understand and definitely delete or remove that abstract from the their reading list. So, that will actually hamper the very nature of writing that article or document that everybody will be seeing it. Usually should be in a single paragraph, that is another thing we normally follow. These are indicative abstract, which is a little bit shorter in length, 79 words, whereas this is an experimental work defining in an informative abstract. In the in the bottom one, you can see that this is an informative abstract, and this is a much lengthy one. Now, librarians, subject professionals and commercial houses, they actually prepare huge number of abstracts. Where those abstracts goes, any databases, abstracting databases, so they actually purchase those abstracts. Whenever publisher or any websites, they create any content for their website or databases, so they also require those abstracts. Sometimes abstracts are developed by the machine, sometimes database abstracts are developed by professionals, sometimes developed by library professionals. However, human intervention is one of the major important phase here. Abstracting service is very popular among users because it helps to scan larger number of records absolutely in no time, saves considerable research time or reading time, cost of procurement of the original document, and multiple language. Because many times we see that most of us are knowing English or regional languages, but many other languages articles or documentations are available across the globe. So, multiple language scanning is impossible for us because we do not understand those languages. However, in many cases in different abstracting databases, abstracts are written in English. Full text may be in Russian or Japanese, but abstracts are in English. So, based on those abstract, if you find a Russian article is very important to you, so you can probably give it for translation on a specific case. So, this is how multiple language scanning is possible using an abstract. A number of international abstracting services are available, like Elsevier brings out Scopus database, which is a abstracting database. Similarly, Web of Science is another known database of ISI, International Scientific Institute. So, these two databases, they are mostly science and technology related information they cover. Besides this, there are EconLit, that is an economic abstracts. Similarly, library and information science abstracts, LISA. Similarly, chemical abstracts, biological abstracts, physics abstracts, fuel science abstracts, what not. On every name the subject, you will get one or the other abstracts there. Now, subject specific commercial indexing and abstracting services, when we consider that, so basically how they are preparing abstract means these chemical abstracts are sellable product, or physics abstract, Scopus, whatever we are mentioning in the previous slide. So, they are actually commercially indexing and abstracting service. Now, what way they are preparing their documents. So, what they do, systematically they scan the current primary literature, sometimes take help of secondary literatures also, like periodicals, proceedings, research reports, etc. They are scanning, and they have a fleet of people, they have a powerful software. So, using them they will actually get them abstracted. Select the relevant item, abstract them, summarize each of them, and then arrange them in a helpful sequence. Means then categorize them. We know that classification scheme or system. So, following some classification system, categorize them under certain heading and subheading, so that they get easily retrieved when anybody using that keyword try to get those information. Services are provided at regular intervals, sometime weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever. Abstracting services have powerful searching interface, so that because any abstracting service is only valuable when it can search and retrieve with precisely and very relevant documents only. So searching is very important for any kind of abstracting services. Semantic based indexing system is therefore should be high powerful. Libraries search the requisite database and provide information based on their requirement. Now these are some examples. Now chemical abstracts have traveled a very long time. It's more than hundreds of year old abstracting service. Earlier it used to be published in hard copy form, so as Medline and many other documentation, but now everything has gone online. So everything is available online only. Similarly, physics abstracts, I have given you an example. Scopus also I have shown you examples. So there are almost all types of abstracting service are available online. You can search through web and find out whatever type of abstract you want to see. Next is your digest kind of service. So digest service selects, evaluates and condenses, means summarizes latest information gathered from different sources. Abstract, what was there? That we were actually abstracting a single document. Here from different sources you are gathering information, evaluating, selecting and arranging it systematically for quick information dissemination. Now that means usually provided to any specific personalized request or for any enterprise or for any research discipline. So whenever you call discipline, so discipline might have several subheads. So all those subheads will be covered under the digest service. Digests are categorized under headings and subheadings. Digest supports people in industries, corporate house, commercial organization, even in research and developments, new products, machineries, manufacturing, management techniques, education process, subject growth analysis, what not. So everywhere you can find digests are written by various kinds of professionals for meeting various needs. One important thing here is that digests are not prepared from a single document, rather digests are prepared taking inputs from multiple documents on a similar subject. Now this is TIDY is a Terry Information Digest on energy environment. So this we bring out for energy and environment professionals for their research purpose, their commercial interest value, whatever they want to. Similarly, chemical industry digest is there, river information digest, water waste digest, several type of digest under different subject category for different set of people we can find in the market. Digests are usually prepared for a specific purpose, as I was telling you. One thing is that quick references prepared for people for specific meeting specific demand. Subject scope spanning from literacy to science and technology, means it could be very general kind of thing, generic nature. It could be very specialized kind of thing for specialized persons. Different categories of people like management level, they follow digest. For example, you want to report the value of your product maybe to your CEO, value of your product to your line boss, value of product to your team. So in team you have to have a very in detail study, and that's the kind of digest you will prepare. However, for the case of CEO, company CEO, you will prepare a very half page write up detailing what is the growth of your product or business, what is the benefits you see in near future. So that kind of summary or summarization is required for management, top management level. So different categories of people require different types of information. So that we have to understand, and we can have multiple sections, subsections in digest. Major attributes include systematically scan the current primary literature like periodicals, proceedings, research, reports, everything. Then select the relevant items, summarize them, arrange them in a and publish it on a regular interval, weekly and monthly, that way. The third and final kind of services is most important one in today's perspective, because as people are asking for more and more type of information, user needs are getting changed, user centric services are on high demand. So value addition for providing information service is of the buzzword today. At the basic level, libraries, what they do, so they actually provide all sorts of, they get information either in hard copy or in soft copy form and disseminate them. Then answer the reference queries and provide different kind of, current awareness service like news clipping service, like, what comes to your library, that kind of service, or maybe current content service, that type of service. At the medium level, when a library, try to develop some, some degree of value addition. So at the medium level, what they do, the special libraries and information centers, they offer complex literature search. Complex literature search is kind of a, subject-based query where one has to search various kinds of types of documents, and from various sources, and then produce a bibliography or a report for a person's consumption. So that's how complex literature search works. Carry out retrospective search and provide bibliographies, provide SDI kind of selective dissemination service as per need of your users or group of users. So that at the medium level, libraries provide. Remember that all libraries are either hybrid mode or in a digital mode, collecting documents, and they are providing such service similarly in hybrid and digital mode. At the advanced level, when you come to this, based on user profile, specialized S&T kind of information centers are getting developed. Specialized information sources are consulted and then analyzed those information. Here analysis means that you will be actually looking from for multiple number of information sources and take inputs from various information sources, and that could be 20 pieces of information. Then you synthesize them in a single piece and evaluate the information based on available information, or based on a standard, or based on any kind of best practices. Based on all these, you will conduct evaluation, and the end product will be your analytical reports, could be research in progress, could be handbooks, could be manuals. Now, when you say analytical reports, here we have several type of reports. I will show you couple of them. Research in progress is where whatever new research are getting conducted in different organizations, how far that has progressed, what are the problems they are addressing. So that actually help a researcher or maybe a industry professionals who are actually working on product research. So that help them to get detail of the product. Handbooks actually give on a specific topic or discipline, a person wants to know ins and outs from the generic to specialized information. Handbook is the most important thing. And finally is the manual, where manual actually give a day-to-day instruction based manual, like how to operate a TV, that kind of thing. So similarly, how to operate a software, what kind of benefits that software will provide, such kind of in detail information people are providing. Now VAS type, VAS means value added information services type. So that includes select and organization of information, subject and content analysis, link to resources, and information analysis, evaluation and synthesis. So let's come to the selection and organization. Scan the scattered information from various sources, get pieces of information from primaries and different kind of other sources, and then select and bringing together in convenient form of items of information to your user so that they can use it. Monitor the literature on a specific subject on a regular basis so that you can provide such kind of scanned and assimilated or rather condensed output to your user on a regular basis. For example, in chemistry, Chemical Abstract provides all sorts of services, whatever researches are conducted across the globe through Chemical Abstract service in 50 languages. So they get information from there. Subject and content analysis is something where actually you are analyzing the subject. What are the subheads possible of that subject? What are the keywords are available possible for that subject? And abstracting is this, basically keywords and searching options are getting created. In abstracting, you are analyzing the content and provide a very small way of summary, way of providing information to user in the form of summary. So indexing and abstracting, they come under this kind of subject and content analysis thing, and both are intellectual work. You see that you are actually getting the keyword from a subject line is of course a analytical work. Your intellectual inputs are required. Similar is your content analysis. On the other hand, examples, if you see that information analysis centers, IACs, and different libraries, subject specific libraries, they provide several types of indexing and abstracting services, developing for in-house users. Particularly special libraries are providing this kind of services. Now come to the third type of VAS service, which is linked to e-resources. Now most of us are online and most of our resources are web enabled. So it's very easy that you find out you want to develop a hybrid library. So you have some hard copy available and you have some soft copy available. Now you want to enrich your library by retrieving other information from different other sources. So how do you do that? So you will actually link several other information sources available in different part of the world, available in different information sources. So you are actually linking them. As a result, what will happen? Your library become enriched on that specific topic. Your user, whenever they will scan the report, so they will have access to all those resources. So libraries maintain hybrid environment with bibliographic or full text, print and digital resources. Many a time provide links to other web resources. Several type of web resources you can attach, like websites, databases, e-learning material, e-books, journals, repositories, whatnot. And finally, information analysis, synthesis and repackaging services is the one of the most important and value-added services today's information professionals are providing. So what they are actually doing in this case, they scan a piece of subject specific information from various information sources. Contents of each documents are analyzed and important points are actually taken or culled out from those information sources. Critically evaluate those information and use them, arrange them in an appropriate way so that they get synthesized and summarized into a single meaningful documentation, one finished product or service. So that actually we are providing to in a presentable format to different users. So emphasis here is on how to provide timely and evaluated and consolidated information, like we do it in Tidy as part of digest kind of service, Teddy, that is a different type of energy environment based statistical analysis kind of service. Similarly, in TERI we do these two. CMI reports are very important when to understand the Indian economy on a monthly basis or on a subject specific basis or on a district profile basis. So, different kind of statistical as well as analytical reports they also bring out as part of this synthesis, analysis and synthesis type of information service. Now, there are some barriers too. Barriers is that information explosion helps us to get lot of documents. However, those documents are scattered. So, we need to get all those barriers overcome through analysis, synthesis and consolidation. So, what will happen? You will get raw data that will be transformed into information and ultimately you will get knowledge, and that is where consolidation is happening. These are different types of reports. So, like state of the art reports provide your specialized features, topic specific reports and standalone publications. Research report provides you research methodology, data analysis, recommendations and clear research communication writing skills. Those are requirement for providing these services. Infographics is another thing where you are actually using data and statistical data and text. You are creating text analytics or data analytics in the form of infographics, which actually carries lot of weightage for academic as well as commercial value. They have academic and commercial value both. Similarly, statistical report, this is more of an analytical statistical based report based on statistical data you can provide. Trend report based on several type of data whatever you have got. So, based on that trend report can be developed. So, these are many types of information analysis you can do, both textual as well as numerical data based, and you can provide various type of information analysis kind of services. So, friends, what we have learned today, that how one can condense the services, summarize the services for user, and what way that summarized information is become valuable for users, types of different kind of summary information like abstracts, digest and several types of reports I have just shown you. So, thank you for your listening, and I hope that you will have many queries and we will be happy to answer you during our classes. Thank you.